Hey everybody, this is David with IsoHorns, and we are looking at the LongShot MLO, a 3D rendering. And this is the first wireless backhaul product that is going to allow operators to go fast, multi-gigabit capacity, far, several kilometers, up to hundreds of kilometers, while being friendly on the finances using cost-effective Wi-Fi 7 radios. And I wanted to explain more about the product and also how we got here. So IsoHorns introduced 2 years ago the first high-performance wideband antennas. And they operate from 4.9 gigahertz to 7.2 gigahertz, including the entire 5 and 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi frequencies. And although we had high-performance wideband antennas, there were no high-performance wideband radios to match. So even still, there's no wideband radios that match the frequency range of our antennas. Instead, WISPs can buy 5 gigahertz radios, or they can buy 6 gigahertz radios. But there's no wideband radios with antenna connectors that match the frequency range of our antennas. And so we set out to make our own Wi-Fi 7 radio, which is what we're doing right now. It's a dual polarity, dual band. So we've got 5 gigahertz ports here, vertical and horizontal polarities, and then we've got 6 gigahertz ports here, again, horizontal and vertical polarities. So 2x2 5 gigahertz, 2x2 6 gigahertz. And the diplexers combine the two bands onto antenna ports. And then we've got the vertical polarity here, and we've got the horizontal polarity right there. So using our low loss diplexers, we're able to combine a 4x4 radio into a 2x2 antenna. And we are pre-assembling all of this, and we are pre-configuring the radios, and we are preparing the radios as well, so that operators will just be able to buy the link and then connect the waveguide port, connect the OMTs to the antennas, and then plug them in, point them at each other, and get multi-gigabit wireless capacity. This is going to be game-changing. And this antenna is not just high performance, this is ultra high performance. So IsoHorns antennas are typically VSWR better than 1.6, and this is VSWR better than 1.4 across the entire frequency range. And so this is taking the high performance to the next level. And this is comparable to what you would typically see in a narrowband licensed backhaul antenna. So this is an extremely high quality antenna system combined with the cutting edge technology that's coming with Wi-Fi 7. And I want to show you also essentially some of our early prototypes or early mock-ups of this product. We started with RPSMA, and you can see here that this is our current diplexer that's for sale on the IsoHorns website. It's using RPSMA connectors, and then we have the radio enclosure below it. And since the antenna is using end connectors, and since we're no longer beholden to existing radio vendors as far as their connector choices, we are moving to end connectors as well. So here you can see our diplexer now with end connectors and our radio with end connectors. But especially with end connectors, there's not a whole lot of space to work with. This is like working on a foreign car engine. You're gonna have a hard time getting a wrench in there. And so we started moving the diplexer and the radio around to get more space and to have better cable connections. This is what our next mock-up looked like using Mac OS preview, and this is pretty good. And so then we rendered it. But then our antenna engineer fought back. He said, "Look, you're blocking the fine adjustment bolt on the mount." Then we moved it to the other side, and that solved that problem. But this is still not optimal, and so we kept looking for better solutions here. What we ran into is that the radius of the cables here, especially this one right here, it's too sharp of a bend, and it's going to be difficult to keep the waterproofing with that sharp of a bend. And so that's how we ended up with our current design here. And this is not just a mock-up. We also have a prototype of this, and we also have prototypes being built of the radio right now. So not just 3D rendering. Here's the real antenna. Here it is on the side view. Beautiful antenna, gorgeous. This is going to be a great product. Thanks for watching.